And so I'm not going to be talking about what I always talk about when I go into groups. Because you are about to give me an opportunity that changed my life to go back and take a redo on that. So how many of you have ever heard of the Celebration of Excellence? Has anyone here ever attended that, gone to it?
You
Okay.
have.
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it? Okay. So it is an awesome opportunity. I want to start right there. The Celebration of Excellence, I think everyone should have an opportunity to go to. I was asked to go to the Celebration of Excellence 13 years ago. I think it was 13 years ago, and I was going to be a speaker there. And I was at a very, very selfish place in my life, where as a speaker, I wanted to be paid every time I went, and I got paid per day. So if I'm not making money, then I'm wasting my time. And when I got there, the behind the scenes were a little bit unorganized that day, and I had been asked for a much bigger speaking opportunity in the time since I committed and then when I signed up there. So I went in with what I will tell you was a horrible, selfish, bad attitude. And I have regretted it for all of those years since then. And it bugged me. It bugged me a lot. And so the faces of the students, just like yourselves, who I met in that experience, stayed with me and haunted me. For why did I not do anything about that? Why could I have been so selfish? And so today, I want to thank you so much. There could be a lot of speakers who are more qualified to speak to you. There is no one who's more honored to talk with you, because I have a chance to go back and redo that day. So the reason that I was called to speak at the Celebration of Excellence was to talk about vision and values. And we are going to talk about that today. But I want to tell you why first. Growing up, my childhood was very, very different than yours. In fact, my parents should probably disqualify me right now from having the opportunity to ever speak in a group like this. The day that I was born, I think that my parents, that the sun and stars shifted, and they cherished me in a way that they still do today. My dad imparted wisdom in me every single morning when I was driving to and from school. And I wish I had a lifetime to share all of that with you. But instead, I'm going to tell you two things that I learned from him that I hope will help you as you move forward. And one of them is all about vision. My dad set a goal. He came from very, very humble beginnings. And so, like I heard some of you talk about, my dad wrote on an index card a goal that he had. He wanted to make a certain amount of money by the time that he turned 40 years old. And every single day he carried that index card around with him in his pocket. So every time he'd go for change, every time he would do anything, it would bug him. It would bother him. There would be that card, and he would wonder, like, did I do something today to get towards that goal? And I have to tell you, he did it. He achieved his goal, he achieved his vision, and it's incredible now to see what he was able to accomplish in the first 40 years of his life. When my dad, and I was in about exactly your age, my dad came home one day and handed me a stack of index cards. He's like, where are you going? What are you going to do? Write it down. And study after study after study has been done to show that, you know what, if you'll write down your goals, you're more likely to achieve them. So today, the first thing that I want you to think about is, David just said, you get to write your story. You get to decide where you're going. So I brought you an index card. Because you know what, write it down. Let it bug you. Let it begin to bother you where you're going to go from here. And so I know you don't have pens with you, but I want you to take an index card with you. The second thing that my dad did every single morning when I was getting ready to go to school, I would get out of the car and he would say, April, remember who you are. Remember who you are. And do you know what? I have to say, I'm not sure I knew who I was then, but I know who I am now even more. And so we're going to talk about values for a few minutes, and I want you to begin to think about this. But forgetting about your experience, even forgetting about this week, what is a company that when I say values, that comes to mind? What is it? Walmart. I think I'm going to hug you. My husband works for Walmart. Why do you think that?
Because what's their logo like? Advertising magazine or something?
Yes.
And like when you go in there, they kind of like, I don't want us to like go out their way to like, you know, make it better for you, but it's just standard, you know?
Yes, they say save money, live better, and they live by that all the time. And do you know they give back a lot more to the community than anybody has any idea? By the way, I said I'm bringing prizes. Thank you so much for participating with me and letting me tell them. All right, would that get somebody else to talk to me and tell me something of value? Yes. I thought I might could make something happen, okay? It could be any company.
Goodwill.
Goodwill, why?
Because I work there and I see how much, like, what they put into their work and how much they actually want to help.
do you know, I get to do a lot of training for Goodwill, and it's incredible what they do. You know why? Because we think of Goodwill oftentimes as a thrift store, but what does Goodwill really stand for?
A donation.
They do take donations. They believe putting people to work. And so it's all about helping people find employment, and you're an example of that. So, y'all see a trend? Look at this. I've got hands raised now. Okay, who?
Okay, so the place that I think has a lot of value to is where I'm working at.
Where?
Is the place that, it's called The Place in Forsyth.
Okay.
And over there, they do all sorts of different types. So they have a thrift store where you can go in and every day there's like a sale. Trust me, I got these clothes for like $1.
Awesome.
And they also have these sort of projects where, like last week, we were doing these teacher supplies. So when new teachers come in, they can have their own supplies, and we helped fix out a whole storage area. On the next day after that, we did blessed backpacks, where we had
Perfect.
filled out food and helped out families doing that.
You know what I hear? It's someone giving back out of their own experience. That is incredible, both the organization and you. Well done. Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't know if this counts, but I usually participate in Christmas in July every year.
Oh, okay. Tell me about it.
It's where like a bunch of foster kids and like not only foster kids but like people who like whose families have like low incomes. They can come in and get free or 50-cent like clothing,
Really?
and so it's really unique.
So you guys are teaching me. I did not know about that. There you go. I should bring candy to all of my speeches. Look at that. Let's hear about it.
I think GameStop is a company of value.
Okay.
Not only do you just like people like, if I talk about GameStop, most of you will probably think that, oh, you can go there to get games, but it's not just you going there to get games. They give you discounts and stuff, and if you feel like it, then they will ask you. They'll have giveaways, and they'll ask you if you want to give like such and such amount to a charity for this or that. They have different months for different like illnesses and stuff like that. So I think they really help out in what they do.
And you know, they give us an experience, don't they? I'm into video games, and so now I can go and I can meet with other people when I go to shop there who are passionate about what they do and then giving back to charities. That's awesome. Yeah. Let's hear it right over here.
You telling me?
Yes.
Value market. Get it? It's called value market.
Value Mart? Okay. All right. I like that. They give you credit right there. Why do you say it?
Oh no, I really just want to say value market, but a company that I feel like really has value is the Embark program. Because
Can you tell David about that? Why do you say that?
turn around and
Yes.
I'm listening.
Mr. Jordan, the man with the $1 million plans. I say the Embark program because it helps us to not only know what we want or get some idea of what we want moving forward from here, but also use new connections, and like it helps you with like, well, it helped me with communication. You know what I mean?
Do you see what just happened in here? It's I recognize value and I was willing to tell someone about it. And that makes us it gives us firsthand a recommendation, a validation for someone who's working really hard. Thank you so much. Let's come right here.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, okay?
Because I've been, you go like certain places and you'll see like, this is sponsored by
Yes.
Coca-Cola, this is this has been funded by Coca-Cola.
Yes.
And I used to have a relative who worked there, and they treat their employees really well.
Nice. And do you know Coca-Cola even takes their advertising. They have an opportunity to tell all about Coke, but instead they talk to us about sharing the world, and they do all of these advertisements that are incredible about loving different people. And so they've taken their messaging to a completely different level. Well done. Yeah, let's see it right here.
Dollar Tree,
Okay, why?
because lots of people depend on it for like easy stuff because if they're on a budget, there's lots of stuff in there they can get without spending all the money.
I was depending on it this morning. I ran in there and said, I need candy right away. So that's a perfect example. Yes. All right, you haven't gone yet? Tell me about it.
I would say the Boy Scouts of America.
Okay.
Because everybody says when somebody knows the Boy Scouts of America, they think camping. It's not all just camping. They'll do food banks and give money to charities, and so that people who are themselves back up.
That's incredible. Yes. I love it when I can hear about organizations that anyone can be a part of, right? If you want to be a part of the Boy Scouts, you can be a part of it and get to help other people. Let's hear it right here.
Is Chick-fil-A one?
You know, funny you say that. I've never ever taught the session and not heard about Chick-fil-A. So much so that I'm giving you all a gift card to Chick-fil-A when you take and do one of
but
these
I think-
exercises. Why? Why do you say Chick-fil-A?
Because I think people like there that work there are very kind and they're very they're learning how to approach people that come there, and it's kind of like more like nice, and it makes you like welcome. They're welcome you. I
Yes,
guess, yeah.
it's amazing. Do you know Chick-fil-A is the only company I can go to that's fast food, that they will bring the food to my table when I have my children with me? It's amazing.
They do that?
Yeah, when you have kids. When you have kids. Yes. And so I'm desperate then. I need somebody to come and help me. Yes, awesome job. Yes, tell me more about that. They're closed on Sundays. They're religious, or they will say their faith is really important to them. By the way, when do you crave Chick-fil-A the most?
Sunday.
Man, every Sunday. I think that my husband says to me, let's pull on through Chick-fil-A, and I will say, they're closed today, right? And so they definitely stand for what they believe in. Back table, I did not forget about you, and then I'm going to come up here. Tell me about it. Yes.
Salvation Army.
Okay, why?
The key and they advertise donation.
Yes, nice. All right, let's hear right over here. Brandy.
Polls,
Why?
because they shut down their stores for all the proposed foster care children, and they give them half off.
Really?
Yes, they
Awesome. Thank you for educating me on that. Coles, okay, let's hear about it. GFAX. Really? Okay, can you turn right over here and talk to our partner from GFAX and tell her why you say so?
Because like a lot of, like I speak for myself, but probably if I wouldn't have came into care, like I don't know where I would be right now.
Thank you so much for sharing that. It's important. Yes, right here.
McDonald's.
Okay, why?
Because McDonald's, they always have like donation little boxes everywhere. So like if you have like extra change, you can like put it in there for people that have like cancer, like people that are in like foster care and stuff.
Yes, absolutely. They're able to help and take other people when they need, while their children in the Ronald McDonald House. It's incredible. Yes, right here.
Wendy's, because the owner was in foster care and he like donates $5 to foster children.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
That he took what he went through and he turned it into an incredible success. Yes, right here.
I would say like fire departments, because
Okay.
not only do like they risk their lives to save people all the time, but they also like go out into the community and do a lot of volunteer work to like feed homeless people and provide meals for people that like they can't really afford it.
Absolutely, the fire department. That's great. Yes. We have volunteer firefighters also. Imagine that they're doing this just because they want to serve. It's incredible. Anybody else that we've left out? Who else wants to earn a candy? Let's see. Right here, let's hear it. You got a candy.
I know, but you say it right here, let's hear it. So let me say it again.
Right. If you have not yet gone and you would still like candy, we have one for everybody, so it's your turn. But I want to make sure I get you involved first. Yeah. Anything you want to add?
Oh, the ETV.
Say it again.
What is it? EVT or ETV? Yeah, the ETV. They help pay for money for college, so that's
Awesome.
that's good.
Great example of this. Yes, let's hear it.
The people who run like ILP meetings and stuff, I know like a couple of them that I've been to, they provide like food for us and activities for us to get involved in it.
Awesome.
So I really think that
Yes, it's people going above and beyond. Yes, absolutely. Brandy.
the aquarium does that here in Atlanta.
Who?
The aquarium gets half off per group homes.
Nice. Okay.
That's gonna do that.
Yeah. What is it? Publix. No, tell me about it.
I don't know what else they do, but I know that Publix those used to go to my group home and dirty water. It was a huge yard.
Incredible.
Do all the landscaping and everything.
So do you hear these companies and you're telling me about things I didn't know Publix did that, but I shop at Publix, and these are values that they're demonstrating, they're representing right here.
One thing may not be, but they do with the languages and they support foster care.
They do. It's incredible. We just, yeah, that's perfect. Yes.
The place where I work, Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
So,
Awesome.
Here's how it works. I don't work Fridays because I'm too busy. I work Monday to Thursday, like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I get there we do a lot, but people have no idea. We pack so many bags and ship them out to their other locations, and then I gotta turn around, pull stuff off the delivery truck. I gotta worry about the kids at our location. We set out lunch for them. I sweep, clean tables, and then I watch them go run back and forth to get them when their parents come pick them up. That's the job.
It is, and it's incredible what they're doing to provide a place for young people to go after school and the gap between them when they're here. So you guys, you know this, you get it. There are organizations all around us that are operating with values. But the thing I think is important for us to look at today is that you are operating with values too. And so I put a piece of paper on each of the tables for each person at the table. And I want you to begin to think not about the company that I work for. That's awesome when that company has values. But you have values. And every day when you show up to your school, to your places of entertainment, stuff that's fun, you are operating with a set of values. But you know what I think is so important to define what are those values? Who is it that I am proud to be? And there are a couple of rules with this. Values are not goals. So if you want to say fun is my number one value, but you don't remember the last time you did anything fun, that is absolutely a goal. That is not a value, right? So we look at this and we say, this is how I'm operating every single day. And the reason I think it's so important to talk about values is because values have absolutely nothing to do with where you came from. They have everything to do with where you're going. Because when you define what your values are, you know this is who I am. It helps you begin to shape what you want your future to look like. So you know your vision, you know what it is that you want, maybe you just know what you're interested in, and then you combine that with values, and that is a powerful combination. And I'm ready to look up here right now for just a moment. Lydia's Place was founded because I messed up, because I was so selfish on the day that I went to go speak. But since then, I have met so many students who have backgrounds just like you. And I don't even know what your background is, but I know this. I have met plenty of wealthy people all around. I've met plenty of people who came from families like my own. I have met plenty of people out there who had it all handed to them. And do you know, not all of them are operating with values. There's a choice you make. There's a difference that you can have. And it's something that can set you apart from anyone else. Our students, those that we work with Lydia's Place, have taught me the most incredible lessons. Here's one of the ones I want you to hear. One of them said, don't ever let your back ground put your back on the ground. Don't ever let your background put your back on the ground. It is so important to think about that. One of our other students, it's incredible, he and I were doing a radio show together for Lydia's Place. And you know what he said? They were asking, how has Lydia's Place helped you the most? And Lydia's Place serves young adults who've aged out of foster care or have experienced homelessness. Do you know what he said? He said, it's the first time my story mattered, because I was able to tell the story of what I experienced in foster care. And I was able to take that and now make a difference for other kids who are in foster care. I heard some of you say that that is your goal. What I want you to hear today is that there are people out there who want to help give you the opportunity to tell your story and to make the impact that you've mentioned in here already in the podcast compilation that we got to hear. I had a chance recently to sit in front of a potential donor. And I want to tell you a little bit about him, because remember, my background is my parents loved on me, took care of me, doted on me. I was given everything in life I could ever need. And do you know where I found myself recently? Sitting in the office of a guy, and I looked it up because I wanted to make sure I could quote this to you. He owns the 14th largest private company in Georgia. He owns the 4th largest healthcare staffing in the United States. The Atlanta Business Chronicle did a survey of other large corporations to work for, and he was named the best place to work. One of them. And I found myself sitting in his office and begging him, could you please give a donation to Lydia's Place? My, how the tables had turned in that moment. Because Rick Jackson, who owns that entire corporation, aged out of foster care. And here you had someone like that, who had everything going for him, and someone like me who had it all. And I'm now asking him for assistance. I want you to know those tables can turn for you too. And you may find yourself sitting on the other side of a desk someday and reaching down to help somebody else up. It's incredible when that happens. It is incredible to know that vision has nothing to do with where you came from. It has everything to do with where you're going. Values have nothing to do with where you came from. They have everything to do with where you're going. And I cannot wait to see and to be a part of what that journey looks like for each of you. One of the things that I learned from some of our students is they would say, kind of like David, I don't know if I want to tell my whole story. And they would find themselves even in social situations saying, I don't really know what to share. You know what we learned? You don't have to say it all. Because nobody is really worried about where you came from. They want to know where you're going. And when you define these two things, you can make anything happen in your life. And we, as Lydia's Place, and as some of the people sitting in the back of this room, would love to be on the cheering side, cheering you on and pushing you forward because you have a lot to offer. Thank you so much for letting me be here today.
Clap, clap, clap. You can go sit down. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do you know what I believe? I believe these are going to be worth something someday. Absolutely. Thank you so much.